Well, live from J. Sevier Field in Cedar Park, welcome into SHN's broadcast of Rouse Raider baseball. Tonight we got a District 19 5A baseball game coming your way between the Rouse Raiders and the Cedar Park Timberwolves. A battle, for first place, two teams undefeated in the district. Hello, everyone. Welcome in on this windy Friday night in Cedar Park. Brad Tillery here alongside Michael Francis at the ballpark as we get set for this two-game weekend series, a game tonight and a game tomorrow over at Rouse, which we'll have right here for you on SHN. And Michael, a really big series early in the year as district play gets going.
Rouse and Cedar Park are always a tough rival. Rouse has kind of been the underdog in the past years to a storied program with such as the Timberwolves program, and now Rouse coming in as a defending co-district champion doesn't have any reason to be an underdog anymore. So everybody that's expecting Rouse is expecting them to come with their A game.
Well, we're going to run down the lineups here for you as the teams take the field or get set taking the field, doing the lineups here at the ballpark. First for the Rouse Raiders visiting tonight with a record of 13 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie. The Raiders are 2-0 so far in District 19 5A play. Leading off, it'll be the second baseman wearing number 2, Nick Hempel. And batting second, the shortstop, Robbie Ramos, hitting second, wearing number 11. Batting third, wearing number 55, the right fielder, Dalton Porter. In the cleanup hole, the catcher wearing number 1, Cody Vanoy. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 23, Jared Southard. Batting sixth, and the designated hitter tonight, number 6, John Dominguez. In the 7 hole, the left fielder, wearing number 14, Cody Keith. And Kelch, I apologize. I screwed up on my lineup earlier, and it is all kinds of messed up on my card. In the pitching spot, hitting number 8, Hayden Thomas. And batting ninth, the third baseman, wearing 22, Caleb Diaz. They'll face Hudson McGowan, the starting pitcher for Cedar Park. The Timberwolves starting lineup looks like this. Batting first, playing left field, Carson Cater. In the second spot, the right fielder, Austin Hewitt. Batting third, the first baseman, Ryan Fiala. In the cleanup spot, the shortstop, Evan Sparks. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Nathan Pish. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Max Sexton. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Ryder Hernandez. In the 8th spot, the catcher, Gabe Alvarez. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Brant Mcdonald. They'll face the aforementioned Hayden Thomas, who is on the mound tonight for the Rouse Raiders. So the teams, as I said, taking the field. They're going through the ground rules here at the plate. It is a windy night, folks. You're going to hear some wind in the background through the microphones tonight. We apologize in advance. There's just nothing we can do about it. It's about probably 14, 15 miles an hour or more as we get gusts coming through here tonight.
Wind coming directly out of the south, so there won't be anything hit out of the park tonight, most likely, unless the wind dies down.
No, we were talking with the coaches before time, and he's expecting a low-scoring game tonight.
Right.
Both are. So it is going to be one of those nights where keeping the ball on the ground and line drives are going to be at a premium, making plays defensively, even more so than usual. Now time for the national anthem. We'll step aside. Well, there's your anthem, and it is time to play a little baseball here on this Friday night in March the 23rd to be in fact, as we get set for District 19 5A first place action. Both of these teams undefeated so far. Now we got a standoff on the baseline, seeing who would give up first, and Rouse wins that one. Cedar Park retreats to the dugout before the Raiders do officially.
Not sure what that means, but.
Oh, I've seen that before at the college level where there's a standoff on the lines after a anthem, and you'll see who will wait it out the longest. It's like basically a game of chicken.
Okay.
So a fun way to start the ball game as we get going here. The Timberwolves have taken the field. Here's their defensive setup tonight from left to right in the outfield. It's Carson Cater, Brant McDonald, and Austin Hewitt. The third baseman's Nathan Pish. At shortstop, Evan Sparks. The second baseman, Ryder Hernandez. The first baseman, Ryan Fiala. Behind the plate, Gabe Alvarez and his battery mate tonight, Hudson McGowan, the tall right-hander wearing the number 9 on the back of that crisp white jersey with the green piping. It has silver lettering across the chest, green numerals, and the white ball caps with the green bill. The Rouse Raiders going with the dark tops tonight in I don't even know what color to necessarily call it. I'm assuming you have
Cardinal is the color.
We'll go with the cardinal red there. The black Raiders in script across the chest with a yellow outlining the white pants, the black stockings, and the black ball caps, black bills for Rouse. It is overcast. The sun beginning to slowly set off beyond First Base Way. And beyond the hill country out there, you can only see it through the clouds briefly. It's been cloudy up here in Cedar Park all day. I actually live about 5 minutes here from the ballpark, so I can give you a pretty good scouting report on the weather for the most part.
Right.
But it has been one of those days in Cedar Park, but not uncomfortable as far as heat goes. Relatively nice, mid-70s tonight.
Yeah, it's nice, comfortable temperature. For Rouse, they really need to jump on Hudson McGowan quickly and get the bats going. And see if they can run him from the game.
Well, it's a double dip, or it's not a double dip, but a 2-game set this weekend tonight and tomorrow at 1 o'clock up at Rouse. Here's the wine and the fire from McGowan, first pitch of the ball game. Bunt shown, pulled back by Hempel, and it's taken for a strike, and we are underway right on time at 7 o'clock tonight. Third baseman pitch playing in at the grass. Everybody else is at normal depth. Outfield actually playing very deep considering the wind tonight. A fire, and Hempel takes it down low, evens up the count, and a ball and a strike. Lights have been turned on here at the ballpark as we start getting towards dusk. Looking over the black glove is McGowan. A wind-up kick and deliver home. Fastball. Belt high, called for a strike. 1-2 the count to the leadoff man, Nick Hempel. We are right above the plate here on the first row in the stands, so you're going to see folks kind of walk in front occasionally on the camera. We apologize for that, but you get right close to the action. That fastball misses downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nick Hempel. Playing in right field, Austin Hewitt. He's come in a few steps now. Center fielder McDonald still playing a bit deep. 2-2 delivery, a slider that misses way outside, and that'll run the count full. Infield here only has the dirt out around the base paths. If you actually take the path, and there goes my lineup card flying over there, as the 3-2 is down low. It'll get all the way to the backstop, and that is ball 4. And my lineup card is underneath the screen. Coming up next is Robbie Ramos, I apologize, the second baseman, or excuse me, as one of the nice folks here wearing Rouse colors going to go get my lineup card for me. When I tell y'all, folks, we're getting gust of winds, we are, and we're not really shielded down here, so
no,
lineup card went flying beneath the bleachers.
We're on the front row.
Ramos takes the breaking ball for a strike.
So we get the brunt of the wind coming across.
It's going to be a fun night here. I've called ball games in a lot of parks around the country, and I don't think I've ever called one where I've had to fight the wind.
Right. Well, tomorrow we won't have that problem as we'll be in the press box.
Bunt shown. Ramos lays it down the first base side. It will trickle foul. 0-2 the count. And, you know, you start talking the short game. All right, I got to say thank you. Okay, in front of the camera. Wave. Thank you.
Kelly Thomas.
Kelly Thomas making the save.
Make the save.
We appreciate it. 0-2 the count. I was going to say, though, bunting, when you have the infield and the first base lines and the third base lines like this, as all grass, actually becomes a little more strategic because the ball tends to roll more naturally as opposed to being on the dirt. As that's a fastball blown by Ramos. And that's the first down of the inning. So it's a strategic play that could be made if you think about it, because when you get in that dirt, the ball can sometimes trickle and roll a little unnaturally. Grass will actually settle down a little faster on you.
Right. Yeah, it stops the ball from rolling so quickly, almost like a ball kind of spinning through water.
Yep. Here's the left-handed right fielder Dalton Porter, and he takes it high and tight for ball one.
That was literal chin music right there.
Porter with only one batting glove. It's the top hand on the bat. Bottom hand is barehanded. From the stretch, McGowan delivers. That is a belt-high fastball called for a strike on the outside half. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Porter, a good power hitter.
Yeah.
He can take it opposite field at any time.
Well, diving back into first, Nick Hempel after McGowan bluffs to first. Porter already a UT committed to go to University of Texas to play ball. Still got a couple of years here for the Rouse Raiders, though. That fastball misses downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Nick Hempel over at first base, heading to Western Texas. Several guys on this Rouse team, as we were talking with the coaching staff earlier, already committed to play ball once they leave high school. Loaded ball club. 2 teams that are expected to compete for this district championship, and that one's fouled off in the screen by Porter. 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
The Austin American Statesman Fab 5 for 5A has Rouse at number 1 ahead of Georgetown and Cedar Park.
All 3 of those teams will do battle with each other this year.
All in the same district.
All in the same district. We'll run down the district standings as we go along tonight. Ooh, there's one high and tight to Porter. And it's a full count. I mentioned Cedar Park and Rouse, the 2 teams here, are undefeated in district. The other one is Georgetown. They're 4-0, playing down in Bastrop tonight. Hutto and Elgin, each 2-2. As the payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Coming in late on that one, Porter. The fastball's coming by him. 2 strikeouts in the inning for McGowan, and there are 2 away. Here's the catcher, Cody Vanoy, as he takes off the shin guards, heading to the plate. Cedar Creek also 2-2. Connolly 0-2 in district. Eastview and Bastrop 0-4. Both of these teams with either winning streaks that have happened, or just snapped. Cedar Park currently on a 7-game win streak as the breaking ball called for a strike. Start the bat to Cody Vanoy. Rouse lost to Round Rock last time out, but that snapped a 10-game unbeaten streak for the Raiders. So
right.
2 teams accustomed to winning.
McGowan having good control of his pitches and here early in the first inning.
Gone full to a couple of batters, which even if you're Rouse and you don't put a run across here, putting some pitches on the right arm of McGowan early can certainly help. Throw back to first, and in there easily is Nick Hempel. 2 away, top half of the first. No score between Rouse and Cedar Park. Thanks for joining us here on SHN. Runner goes. There's one tipped into the glove. Throw to second base is not in time. Stolen base there for Nick Hempel, beating out the throw from Gabe Alvarez, and now the Raiders have a runner in scoring position.
The umpire didn't even give a sign.
I never saw it. I was waiting on it.
Sitting there waiting, okay, because you see him, he walks toward the bag, and he's looking. He's turning his head, trying to look to see if the ball was in hand, and he never made a call.
There's a fastball that just missed the plate, low and away. 1-2 to count now. Good pitch there on an 0-2 pitch from McGowan. Nice take by Vanoy to lay off of that.
Vanoy will be playing his college baseball at UT Rio Grande Valley next season.
There's a breaking ball, slapped to the right side. That'll get into right field for a base hit. Around third, Hempel. The ball in right by Austin Hewitt is bobbled. Hempel will score standing up. And it's a 1-0 lead for the Rouse Raiders here in the first inning. An RBI single for Cody Vanoy. And Rouse will bring in a pinch runner for Vanoy, a courtesy runner. I'll have to depend on you, good sir, Mr. Francis, to tell me who that is.
No, that is Patrick Sosa, number 4, Patrick Sosa.
Patrick Sosa now running over at first. RBI single for Cody Vanoy, and Rouse with the early lead.
Next batter, first base, number 23, Jared Southern.
Good piece of hitting there by Vanoy to see the big hole on the right side. The second baseman, Hernandez, was pinching towards the bag a little bit. Even with 2 away, runner goes. That one's grounded left side. Backhand pick by the shortstop Sparks. He'll go the long way to first. It's in time, and that will end the frame. But not before the Raiders pick up a 2-out RBI single off the bat of Cody Vanoy. There was 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through the first half inning of play. The Raiders won. Cedar Park coming to the plate. This is Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Well, the Raiders take a 1-0 lead in the top half of the first inning thanks to an RBI single off the bat of Cody Vanoy. A 2-out single from him to score Nick Hempel from second base. Hempel reached on a walk and swiped a bag. And now to the mound is Hayden Thomas, the right-hander for the Raiders. Here's the lineup he'll face for Cedar Park. Batting first, Carson Cater, the left fielder. In the second spot, the right fielder, Austin Hewitt. The third hole, our first baseman, Ryan Fiala. Shortstop is Evan Sparks. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Nathan Pish. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Max Sexton. In the seventh hole, the second baseman, Ryder Hernandez. Batting eighth, the catcher, Gabe Alvarez. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Brant Mcdonald. The defense lineup behind Thomas looks like this for Rouse. In left field, it's Cody Ketch. The center fielder is Jamison Slater. Right fielder, Dalton Porter. Playing third base, Caleb Diaz. At shortstop, Robbie Ramos. The second baseman's Nick Hempel. At first, Jared Southard. And the catcher is the aforementioned Cody Vanoy with the RBI single in the first. So Rouse gets first blood tonight. We'll see how Cedar Park answers. Cedar Park, a team not used to being scored on lately. In their 4 district games, they've won a combined 22-4.
Wow.
So a team that has really come out blazing with the bats. And yet tonight they find themselves behind early, Michael. Here's Carson Cater to lead it off. He'll show bunt, pull back, and a fastball is at the knees for a called strike. Delivered in from Hayden Thomas. Big thanks to Hayden's mom. She was the one who helped us get my scorecard back earlier. From the stretch, Thomas delivers, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. And it's 0-2. Uh-oh. Stretch, delivery, swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Carson Cater goes down swinging. And there's one away quickly here in the first inning. If we lost the feed for a second, folks, I apologize. It looked like we may have for a couple of minutes, or a couple of seconds there, but a quick 3 pitches, all fastballs from Cater. Or to Cater, rather.
Hayden is a high strikeout producing pitcher.
You can see that early. Here's Austin Hewitt, the right fielder. And 4 pitches, 4 strikes already from Hayden Thomas. Just pumping them in there. Third baseman Caleb Diaz playing in near the grass. Now steps back even with the bag. Slightly open stance for Hewitt. And he'll take a fastball called for a strike. 0-2. Thomas will be pitching next year at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. He's got 4-pitch pitcher. Seen the fastball a lot so far here early. There's another one. Called for a strike 3 on the outside corner. Man, did he paint that one beautifully. 6 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 outs for Thomas here in the first.
That's productive.
And here's Ryan Fiala, a left-handed hitting first baseman for Cedar Park. Open stance for him. Hair flowing out of the back of the cap for Thomas. And there's another pitch called for a strike, that time on the outside corner. Fastball, a curveball, a slider, and occasionally we'll mix a changeup in there. Another fastball pumped in, and there's 0-2 quickly. 8 straight strikes to start the frame.
He is dialed in.
Woo! And they're all in the lower half of the zone, making it that much harder to catch up to. That one swung on and missed. Ryan Fiala goes down on 3 pitches. 9 pitches, 9 strikes.
And 3 strikes.
All Ks for Hayden Thomas. 2 swinging, 1 looking.
That is productive right there.
That is how you come out of the box to start the game for the starting pitcher for Rouse. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on. We're through 1, and the Raiders lead at 1-0 over the Timberwolves. This is Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Awesome. I enjoyed it.
Top half of the second here in Cedar Park. The Rouse Raiders lead 1-0. Hayden Thomas coming out firing, pitching on the side, or pitching for the Raiders tonight. 9 pitches, all strikes, all fastballs, and even that. And 3 strikeouts to start the game for him. We'll see him at the plate. It's the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for Rouse as they lead it 1-0. Designated hitter John Dominguez to lead it off for the Raiders. Hitting from the right side. Playing shallow over there at third base is Nathan Pish. Wind and delivery. Fastball's in the dirt from Hudson McGowan. And it's ball 1. Everybody playing straight away here for Cedar Park. Outfield still playing normal depth again despite the win. That one chopped left side, backhand pick, but foul. Nice play there by third baseman Pish, even with it being foul.
I thought it was in and bounced over the line, but didn't hit the ground.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that he called foul.
Yeah, that was to come up and get that, though, the way he did on a short hop. That was
a great play.
Really nice play there. Sun peeking through the clouds. That one grounded left side to the shortstop Sparks. He'll charge in, fire to first. It's in time to get the runner by about 10 feet. Dominguez on the 6-3 put out, and there's 1 away. Here's Cody Ketch, the left fielder.
Next batter for Rouse, left fielder number 14, Cody Kelch.
Or Kelch, I apologize. I tell you, by the end of the night, I will have Cody Kelch's name correctly, pronounced correctly on this broadcast.
Now, this is a young man who swings with a lot of power.
Kelch takes a slider outside for ball 1. It's going to be hard to put one out of the ballpark tonight with the wind. As there's one, a fastball taken downstairs, Anthony's. Ball and a strike.
He's showing a lot more discipline at the plate. Last year in particular, he really jumped on a lot of first pitches. Whether they were strikes or not, he would just jump out real early because he wanted to feel like he was taking control. So he didn't see a lot of pitches last year.
Well, as you get older, that discipline really helps out too. You know, the competition level comes up as that's a 1-2 breaking ball grounded right side off the end of the bat. Ryder Hernandez is there to scoop and fire. 4-3 on that put out, and quickly there are 2 away. You know, you play Little League and even ball after that, and the competition level, while good, and you play all-stars and you're playing the best, when you get to the high school level and, you know, you got JV teams and guys who are playing in those other leagues, it starts to thin out, and you have to learn the more disciplined basics like taking pitches and being a little more patient at the plate when maybe you didn't have to coming up. So that takes time to adjust. Here's Hayden Thomas, starting pitcher. He'll show bunt, pull back. That's in the dirt for ball 1. Thomas has been fantastic on the mound to start the game. We'll see how he does here at the plate in the second. Rouse leads it 1-0 thanks to an RBI single in the first. There's another one low and outside for ball 2.
Gets to the backstop. Thomas has struggled at the plate some this year. He's started the season in the leadoff position, and coach has moved him back into the end of the lineup.
That one tomahawked up the middle past the diving Evan Sparks, and it's a base hit for Thomas. Just as you're saying, it's a little struggling at the plate. There he goes, driving one up through the box, the second hit of the game for the Raiders. It's a 2-out single, and it'll bring up Caleb Diaz, the 9-hitter.
Number 8, Ethan Moore, comes on as a courtesy runner for the pitcher.
Next batter, third baseman, number 9, Caleb Diaz.
So Moore will be at first. I am not afraid to say I'm going to be leaning on Mr. Michael over here to help me out with numbers and names as we go along. You'll learn if you do high school sports enough. Coming across rosters and things is not the most accurate information. It's not the easiest thing in the world to come across.
That's true. A lot of times you get a coach that's not very good at.
There's one popped up on the infield sky high. The catcher, Alvarez, calling for it. He'll squeeze it into foul territory. And that will end the inning. For the Raiders in the second, no runs on a hit. There were no errors, and 1 man was left on base. We are through 1.5 in Cedar Park. Rouse leads the Timberwolves 1-0. To the bottom half of the second we go. Rouse leading Cedar Park by a count of 1-0 on this Friday night here in Cedar Park, Texas. It'll be the heart of the order due up for the Timberwolves after they went down on 9 pitches in the first. All strikes, all strikeouts. It's Evan Sparks, Nathan Pish, Max Sexton coming up. Sparks hitting from the right side with an open stance. Fire. And it's another strike for Hayden Thomas. Put the counter at 10.
He started to swing on that and was able to check his swing, but it was a called strike nonetheless.
The most impressive thing I've seen so far with Thomas is not the fact that he's just throwing strikes. It's where he's locating the strikes here early in the ball game.
Throwing downhill and keeping batters off balance.
There's the first one off the plate. I guess 1 out of 11 ain't too bad.
No.
1 ball, 1 strike. To Evan Sparks. Crowding the plate there.
That was a close pitch, too.
It was. It was not.
Could have gone either way.
Not far off. There's a breaking ball, grounded left side. Caleb Diaz, the third baseman, scoops and fires from the grass, and there's one away. First time the ball has been put in play tonight against Hayden Thomas. 5-3 on that put out. And Nathan Pish is due up. Playing for supremacy in the district this weekend. course, Georgetown could have a say of that, too. They're still undefeated in district play, playing down in Bastrop this weekend, as that's taken low and away for ball one. Rouse taking a very different approach than Cedar Park in the outfield. You can see they're probably about 3 or 4 steps more shallow than the Timberwolves are playing in the outfield on the other side. There's a fastball letter high on the outside half, swung through. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nathan Pish.
Pish just couldn't catch up with that fastball. He did have a little heat on that one.
Deep breath for Thomas. Kick and fire. Woo! Curveball just up over the head. Pish had to duck out of the way. 2 balls and a strike. If he didn't, he might have had a bruise in the back right there, right between the 1 and the 4. Pish takes the bat low through the zone, wide open stance. That one flailed at, kind of threw his bat at the ball on the outside half, and it's fouled off down the right side. Evens up the count at 2-2. I should call this, I was talking to the folks here at Cedar Park earlier. Interesting fact that I never knew about this ballpark and really didn't even know about the area. And I live, like I said, right around the corner here. After the 2-2, that one popped up right side, out of play again. Count will stay where it is. Did you know that basically halfway through the field here is the county seat, county line rather, for Williamson and Travis counties?
No, I did not.
Hit a ball from Williamson County.
Into Travis
It was Travis County pretty easily. And apparently what denotes the county line is that as a slider swung on and missed. Whew, what a pitch by Hayden Thomas. And they're 2 away. That one kind of fell off a table. 4th strikeout of the game for Thomas, and Max Sexton, the designated hitter, coming up. So apparently the county line runs because it's where the crest line for the Brazos, where the water flows to the Brazos and water flows to the Colorado is.
Oh.
And so depending on where the water on a rain falls on this field, some of it will go to the Brazos, some of it will go to the Colorado.
Wow.
The things you know, or find out, rather.
I'm kind of one of those kind of guys that like to find that type of information out, and I've been told from time to time, you know what, Francis, you're a veritable cornucopia of useless information.
But it's not useless when you can put it into a broadcast.
There you go.
That's outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So I told you earlier, Francis and I were talking off the air, I used to work in minor league baseball, and I kid you not, I spent one time an entire 2 innings talking about the history of the Fort Wayne Zollner Pistons, who are now the Detroit Pistons, because their old arena happened to be right behind the ballpark we were playing at.
Oh, how cool is that?
Also, that fastball's pumped in by Thomas for strike 2. You know who was buried right behind the ballpark?
No.
Johnny Appleseed.
Really?
Yeah, of all things, in Fort Wayne, Indiana, right behind their old ballpark. They built since I worked in that league, they built a brand new $40-something million ballpark that's beautiful. But back then, at that place, as that's fouled off down the right side by Max Sexton, that's the way it was.
Curveball coming in right there, just got a piece of it.
Yeah.
Mac, quarterback for the Timberwolves, broke his leg.
In the championship game, is that right? Or
yeah. And was unable to play in the playoffs.
That's fouled off. 1-2 again. Outfield shading way to the opposite side against Sexton. The center fielder, Jamison Slater, if you were playing softball, would be playing where right center would be in softball, where you have 10 outfielders, or 10 players, rather.
Left fielder for sure is in Travis County right now.
There's a little soft grounder to the first baseman, Southern. He can't play it. It bounces off of him. He still snags it, able to chase it down, flip and underhand it to first to Hayden Thomas, alertly covering. It's a 3-1 putout, and it's a 3-up, 3
by Jared Southern. To stay with it and not give up on it.
Very nice job.
In past years with Jared, he may have gotten a little frustrated and wouldn't have taken off and stayed with it like he did, but he's showing maturity and staying with the ball to get the out.
Yeah, nice job to stick with it.
Job.
And, don't underestimate, too, Hayden Thomas's work. A little soft grounder to first, you may not think about running over. He hustled it off the mound to get over there, make sure it was covered, and with Southern sticking with the ball, turn around, make the out, no harm, no foul, 3 up, 3 down.
There we go.
We are through 2 complete here in Cedar Park. Rouse leads it 1-0. As we move towards the top of the 3rd, we'll just keep it right here, not going to turn down as we're almost through the half-inning break here. Playing an homage to my home state on the PA here. Little Sweet Home, Alabama. As the hurler McGowan throws his last warm-up pitch. It'll be the top of the order due up for the Rouse Raiders. Nick Hempel, Robbie Ramos, and Dalton Porter to take you through the next few innings. It's Mr. Michael Francis.
Hempel leading off, drew the walk back in the first inning and scored the lone run for the Rouse Raiders. The only run on the board for either team at this point in the game. McGowan has the sign. He toes in on the rubber. He deals a fastball that breaks and goes to the fence for ball one. Robbie Ramos on deck, maintaining his 1,000 on-deck fielding percentage. The 1-0 pitch from McGowan, low for ball two.
That's the incentive to make it to professional baseball. They have people do that for you.
The 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses the outside corner for ball three. McGowan for the first time tonight in a 3-0 count to Nick Hempel. The pitch just gets the outside corner for strike one. 3-1 the count to Hempel. And the pitch misses low for ball four. And Hempel with back-to-back walks. That'll bring up the shortstop, Robbie Ramos. Robbie struck out
11, Robbie Ramos.
in his first at-bat.
Don't forget, Hempel's already stolen a bag tonight, so McGowan has to pay extra attention over to the man at first now.
The pitch cut on and fouled back for strike one. Porter maintaining his on-deck field percentage as well.
I'd get tired just running back and forth.
That's just a little stat that I made up a few years ago. Not that I keep up with it, but I just call it that. The throw over to first. Not in time as Hempel's in, standing up. Fiala, a tall first baseman, reaching up so that didn't go over his head to the fence. The 0-1 pitch to Ramos misses low for ball one. The count evens.
Tell you what, McGowan did not like the call from the umpire there. Kind of had a reaction. Thought that one hit at the knees, and umpire said it was just a little bit low.
McGowan checks from the stretch. This is cut on and hit into right. Hempel around second will go to third with runners on the corners. As Ramos with the single into right field.
Both hits tonight, or excuse me, all three hits tonight from the Raiders. Hard hit, but the smart thing, two of them, opposite way, being patient, letting the ball get deep into the plate, into the batting stance, and just taking what they'll give you. Not trying to pull it, not trying to do too much, which on a windy night like tonight, smart thing to do.
The pitch sails high. Ball one to Dalton Porter as he stands in. Porter, a strikeout victim himself in his first at bat. Runners on the corners. That pitch misses inside for ball two. McGowan from the stretch. Checks Ramos at first. Throw home, a swing and a miss. Big hack from Dalton Porter for strike one. 2-1 the count to Porter. McGowan comes set. Fastball low and outside. Cut on and miss for strike two. Count even up. Raiders could really use that run just 90 feet away in Nick Hempel. Pitch from McGowan. fouled off, and the count remains even at 2. Good crowd here tonight. Cedar Park from both Rouse and Cedar Park fans. Pretty full baseball stadium. The 2-2 pitch fouled off and out of play.
Good job at defending the plate there by Dalton Porter. That went low and away and able to find it off.
McGowan comes set. That was hit out to right center. Catch is made on the sacrifice. Hempel will score. And the Raiders have taken a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd.
On another day, that ball might have been in the gap or towards the wall. But with the wind like it is tonight, it hung up and nothing more than a sacrifice because he hit that very, very well.
First out of the inning for the Raiders, and that'll bring up the catcher, Cody Vanoy. Cody with a single. His first at bat, and that's another one that shot through the gap between first and second into right field. As he fouls this one off for strike 1. Jared Southard helping out his on-deck fielding percentage. Nothing in 1, the count. The throw to first, not in time as Ramos dives back in. 1 on with 1 out for Cody Vanoy. This one's hit out towards center, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. So Cody Vanoy with back-to-back singles. That one on a Texas leaguer, kind of out there toward left center, as the trifecta between the shortstop, the left fielder, and center fielder all seemed to merge in that perfect little storm right there of who's going to get it, with the wind actually holding it up.
Kind of like little no man's land shot right there as a little blooper. But a good piece of hitting by Vanoy to fight off the inside pitch and put it out there in the outfield.
That'll bring up the first baseman, number 23, Jared Southard. Southard, a ground out victim. His first at bat, and that wild pitch gets by the catcher, and runners advance to second and third, respectively. Patrick Sosa, courtesy running for Vanoy at second base. And not Nick Hempel, but Robbie Ramos at third. 1 ball and no strikes to Jared Southard. Hudson McGowan, pitching from the stretch, has the sign. He comes set, deals a breaking ball, goes outside for ball 1. Ball 2, sorry about that. I didn't put my little tick mark in there for first pitch. 2-0 the count to Southard. Pitch, this one's popped up and playable. Second baseman makes the track, calls everyone off, makes the catch, and Southard is retired.
Tell you what, a little dangerous there for Hernandez to take that on the catch at second base. The way that one hung up in the air and as shallow as the right fielder Austin Hewitt was playing, you'd almost rather see the right fielder take that ball and take charge of that than letting the second baseman backpedal for it.
Number 6, the designated hitter, John Dominguez, stands in. The pitch from McGowan just misses high for ball 1. Dominguez hitting for the center fielder, number 22, Jamison Slater. The 1-0 pitch downstairs for ball 2. You're right, McGowan has seemed to show some frustration in the calls by the umpire. Another one popped up, and lost track of it, evidently out of play.
Straight back. Straight up over us, straight back behind us. Yeah,
2-1 the count.
McGowan a couple of times tonight now has shown that frustration, and got to think.
As a pitcher, to me, it's one of the worst things you can do is start showing frustration on the mound. This one hit out deep towards center. Fielder over makes the catch, and the side is retired. After the top half of the first, 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. And leave 2 stranded, and on to the bottom we go. Due up for the Timberwolves in the third. Bottom of the order, Ryder Hernandez, Gabe Alvarez, and Brant McDonald.
We're going to hold off for a minute. I don't think we're trying to talk over the music.
Yeah, we're down here in front, just right in front of the press box, and there's speakers right on the front of the press box, and it is loud. That music gets any louder, they're going to make me cry. They'll see a grown man cry. And I've got headphones on.
Snug ones, too.
Right. Hayden Thomas back on the hill to pitch the third for the Raiders as he faces number 22, the second baseman, Ryder Hernandez. Thomas with 4 strikeouts so far through 2 innings. Pitch. And it's fouled off and almost hit the on deck.
Yeah, watch out, Gabe Alvarez over there. Guess the wasn't dancing to the music, so Hernandez wanted to make him dance with the ball over there.
He did. It was a hard cut. 0-1 the count to Hernandez. Thomas has a sign from Vanoy, pitching from the stretch.
Oh,
and he gets him on the helmet. That'll be the first base runner for the Timberwolves. As Thomas loses the handle on his slider and got away from him.
I'll tell you, I know Thomas has thrown a couple of very nice sliders tonight, but as effective as his fastball has been and the way he's spotting the fastball, I don't know how many breaking balls I'd be willing to throw at this point. Because if you can spot a fastball in the right place, very, very hard to hit and catch up to.
1 on with no outs here in the bottom of the third as Gabe Alvarez stands in. Alvarez, the catcher for the Timberwolves, takes strike 1. And maybe Coach Crampine is listening to the broadcast and dialed in a fastball for first pitch to Alvarez.
Told me his fastball sits between 88 and 93. Pump it up in there.
The 0-1. He shows bunt and fouls it off. That bunt probably went about 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, the screen here is very tall. And that bunt
almost went over it.
0-2 the count to Alvarez. Thomas opted to start off the inning from the stretch.
He's been pitching that way all night. Exclusively from the stretch here this evening.
Yeah. Hernandez extends his lead at first. Pitch just misses for ball 1. See how Thomas does with a base runner on. A lot of times the pitcher will change their Alvarez caught looking for the first out. on a fastball.
Just beautifully placed outside corner fastball just above the knees. And, you know, a low in the zone fastball that's placed correctly. It's one of the hardest pitches to hit in all the game.
Throw over to first. Oh, a beautiful pickoff move from Hayden Thomas. And Southern trying to sell it that he had gotten the tag down in time.
I thought Hernandez got under there, but it wasn't by much.
Throw over again. Oh, and that gets Southern on the hand. Not sure exactly what happened, as it's his glove hand that got hit.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Hopefully Southern will be okay over there. I'll tell you what, the temperature's starting to drop a little bit as the sun sets tonight too.
It is starting to get a break in the clouds. The wind's starting to die down a little bit.
Tell you how the I'm not the wind affecting it though. That John Dominguez last at bat of the last inning, ball was smoked off the bat.
Yes,
and
sir.
It was nothing more than just a routine fly out to center.
Number 6, the center fielder, Brant McDonald, stands in. Thomas delivers a fastball. Throw down to second. And Hernandez caught stealing.
Cody Vanoy just firing one
Cody
right
Vanoy
down the
has
middle.
got one of the best throws down to second that I've seen
Yeah.
from a catcher at the high school level in quite some time.
His pop-up time looked pretty good right there. Fired it down there, right on top of the bag. You don't see much better than that.
And there was a
At
strike
any level.
on the pitch. The 0-1, swing and a miss from McDonald, and he's down in the count, 0-2. Number 3, Carson Cater on deck for the Timberwolves. Thomas picks up from side from Vanoy. The pitch, a fastball. In. And McDonald caught looking for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 in a unique way. Go the Timberwolves.
Couple of strikeouts. That makes 5 total now for Hayden Thomas. He's faced the minimum
He's
through
got
3.
6.
Got 5, sir.
You sure?
Positive.
He's got 3 in the first, 1 in the second.
Oh, yep. Hey, I was a
2 in
communication major, not a math major.
6 through 3 so far. On to the 4th we go. Hudson McGowan back on the hill for the Timberwolves. No defensive changes that I see so far.
Yeah, I wonder how many changes you would see in a series like this tonight, tomorrow, considering how important these two games are, especially jockeying for position in the top of the division. District, I should say. I think a non-district game, you might see some guys getting at bats or extra runs, opportunity to get out there and play, but you might go with your best 9 the whole way here if you can, and especially with the way that you have your hurler on the mound and Thomas throwing the ball.
Leading off the 4th for the Raiders, number 14, Cody Kelch. On deck, Hayden Thomas. And in the hole, Caleb Diaz. Pitch from McGowan in the dirt and to the backstop. 4, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. That one swung on and missed, and the count evens at 1. Pitch misses down and away for ball 2. Looks like McGowan really trying to work the outside corners. One's cut on and fouled back to the catcher.
And he might be wise to come inside, because if you look at the Rouse batters, they are on top of the plate a whole lot tonight.
The 2-2 pitch from McGowan. It swung on and missed. And Kelch is retired for the first out. That'll bring up Hayden Thomas. Thomas with a single into right, his first time up. McGowan winds and fires. And again, that misses wide for ball one. McGowan doesn't have a whole lot of first pitch strikes on the night. The 1-0 is in for a strike. And that'll even the count up at 1 to Hayden Thomas. The 1-1, this is hit out to right center. Hayden Thomas with his speed, he could be at third base. Fielder just now gets it in. Thomas will slide into third, safe with a triple.
Heck of a game so far for Hayden Thomas tonight. He's now 2 for 2 with a single, a triple on the mound. He's got 6 strikeouts and faced the minimum through 3. That's a pretty good night's work.
He's having an excellent night. Ethan Moore comes on to courtesy run as Caleb Diaz comes to the plate.
Thomas with just a fantastic piece of hitting, taking that pitch at letter high, driving it, trying to hit line drives. That's what you're preaching, especially on a night like tonight. Fly balls are your enemy, but line drives can get out past players in a heartbeat.
As we saw with John Dominguez, the wind holding that deep hit.
Well, and the thing is, with the wind tonight, if you can hit line drives, the wind's going to force the outfield to play in. So the ball might drop, as we've already seen with the blooper, but if you can hit line drives, you could scoot one past the outfield, and there's extra bases.
Diaz takes strike 1. McGowan picks up the sign. And the pitch misses outside for ball 1. That'll even the count up for Diaz. The 1-1 pitch. McGowan comes set. This pitch is cut on, and it is hit foul for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Diaz. McGowan picks up the sign from Alvarez. That pitch misses down and away, and the count evens. Caleb Diaz is one of those batters. He's got a good eye for the baseball. But he's had some struggles of late at the plate, and so he's moved back from a number 2 hitter where he's now hitting in 9th.
Well, you got a big opportunity here, though. You see the infield pulled up at the grass. When you do that, batter's average actually goes up 100 points.
Really?
So a really nice opportunity here for him to get an RBI and
the
build some confidence.
That's in the dirt, and that gets to the backstop. Moore will stay at third as Alvarez was up quickly. And Coach Crampine not wanting to take any chances. Count goes full to Caleb Diaz. Payoff pitch from McGowan. As he comes set, delivers. This was fouled off. Diaz stays alive, and the count remains full. One on with 1 out. A Raider runner just 90 feet away. Payoff pitch coming from McGowan. That was hit over to short. It's a fly ball. The throw over gets Moore as he tried to hold up and slid. And the shortstop who made the catch lost his footing as well. So it was a race to see who could throw and get back to the bag. And the shortstop won the battle, so the Raiders are retired.
Hate to see that for Diaz because he did smoke that baseball, but unfortunately with the infield in, he smoked it right at Evan Sparks.
able to make the catch and a nice heads-up play to turn two there and get him out of the inning. A dangerous situation and keep the score at 2-0 for Cedar Park.
Sparks went down to his knee to catch that line drive and get the out. And actually get the double play.
Halfway home here now. 2-5-0 the Lions score up top for Rouse. All zeros on the bottom for Cedar Park. I'll let you do the math there. As we are halfway through game one of this two-game set this weekend. Brant Tillery and Michael Francis here with you from the ballpark. We're back with you tomorrow. Join us again if you can't make it out to Rouse tomorrow afternoon. 1 o'clock, the first pitch here on SHN Sports. We'll be streaming live for the back half of this two-game set.
I've already talked to a couple of parents that said they're not going to be able to be there tomorrow, so they said they will be listening to the broadcast from Abilene, Texas.
That is a place I have never been.
I've been through there. I can't say that I haven't been there, but it was passing through.
I've only lived in Texas coming up on 7 years now, so still got a lot of places to get to.
Well, Hayden Thomas is on to pitch the fourth, and he will face the top of the order with Carson Cater coming to the plate. Cater, a strikeout victim, back in the first, as his only at bat.
Part of that first inning where Thomas set down all three batters that he faced on 9 pitches, all strikes.
Thomas with a 2-0 lead. Pitch. Changeup from Hayden Thomas. He took some off speed as Cater was expecting the fastball.
That's a really, really smart time to come with off speed after showing nothing but fastballs for the most part.
The 0-1, that slider that hangs upstairs for ball one. Count evens up. Diaz playing up to the grass down the third base line. This is hit out to left, and Cody Kelch takes 3 steps over, makes the catch, and down goes Cater. That almost sounds kind of Howard Cosell-ish. Down goes Cater. Down goes Cater. Now batting, number 20, Austin Hewitt, the right fielder for the Timberwolves. Nobody on with 1 out here in the fourth.
Ooh, ooh.
And Thomas hits another batter in the head. That's his second hit batter.
2 of them, and you could actually see Thomas trying to talk over to Hewitt as he was going to first base. Trying to make the apology out there. You know he's not throwing at somebody's head out there, especially the way he's pitching tonight.
No, and that's definitely something you really hate to see is you get a pitcher that's in rhythm and makes a mistake. Ball gets, he doesn't hold the grip right or what have you, and it gets away and hits a batter in the head.
It's easy to forget these are still high school kids, still learning the game, still learning the feel for everything that goes with it.
That'll bring up the first baseman, number 15, Ryan Fiala. 1 on with 1 out. Fastball that's cut on and missed for strike 1.
We've been lucky that Hewitt and Hernandez, both the hitters who have been hit by the head tonight, have been able to just head down the first and be okay.
0-1 the count to Fiala. Pitch down low for ball 1. Austin Hewitt getting hit in the head on the first pitch from Thomas. 1-1. Vanoy sets up. Pitch. That one's fouled off and way out of play. One ball, 2 strikes to Fiala. Thomas checks Cater over at first. He comes set. Curveball, fouled off.
Good job by Fiala to adjust.
Stays alive.
Sorry to mean to cut you off there. Good job by Fiala to adjust to the breaking ball after Thomas has been pumping in the heat for the most part this at-bat.
The 1-2 pitch from Thomas swung on and missed for strike 3. And Thomas with his 7th strikeout.
I think the most impressive thing about that bat for Hayden Thomas, and actually both times now that he's hit a batter, he's come back and struck out the very next batter. So able to kind of put it behind him, settle down, and get back in rhythm.
And that'll bring up number 11, the shortstop that made that great play in the last half of the inning, Evan Sparks, as he takes ball 1. Thomas picks up the sign from Vanoy. Cater extends his lead at first. And he jumps to throw over to first as Jared Southard lost the handle on the transition. As Cater had a good jump, and Thomas really playing headsy to make the throw to first and not try to spin to throw to second.
Yeah, it looked like Thomas saw it late coming off the bag there. By the time he turned around and throw, Austin Hewitt was 45, 50 feet down the line.
The 1-0 pitch from Thomas. That one's fouled off, but to the catcher. And the count evens up at 1. Cater, the first Timberwolf to reach second base against the Raiders. And the first Timberwolf in scoring position. Pitch fouled off for strike 2. One and 2, the count to Sparks. Cater at second. Thomas from the stretch. He checks Cater at second. Comes home with a breaking ball. It's cut on and missed. And Vanoy makes the throw down to first to complete the strikeout. Timberwolves strand 1. And on to the 5th we go with your Rouse Raiders. No hits, no errors, no runs. And like you said earlier, do the math on the bottom line, and it's all zeros so far across.
2-5-0 on top for Rouse. All zeros on the bottom for Cedar Park.
Cedar Park, 70 pitches. And for Rouse, Thomas, 46 pitches.
Thomas has gone 4 innings, 46 pitches. So efficient so far. McGowan has thrown 70. Tell you what, that last pitch there made by Thomas on the out to Evan Sparks, a strikeout, that's about as nasty as a slider as you'll see at this level of baseball.
Right.
As that thing started a little above the knees, ended up in the dirt, and outside of the zone completely, still had no chance at it. Optical illusion there. And
Hayden Thomas has really come on this year in his pitching. Last year, you know, he kind of struggled to get his spots a lot of times, but this year he has really gotten command of his game. On to the 5th we go with Nick Hempel leading off. We're back to the top of the order. Hempel with back-to-back walks. It's McGowan back on the hill. Hempel takes ball 1.
Considering the pitch counts, this might be McGowan's last inning.
That pitch in for a called strike.
That was his 72nd offering of the game so far.
1-1 the count to Hempel. High school pitchers on a 110 pitch count limit. Breaking ball that misses upstairs, it looked pretty good. 2-1 the count to Hempel. The pitch from McGowan, that one's fouled off, and the count evens at 2. Hempel drew the walk on a 3-1 back in the second and on a full count back in the first. Now in an even count to lead off the fifth. The 2-2 pitch from McGowan. Whew, that was a nice looking curveball that misses inside, and the count goes full to Hempel. The wind and delivery, a fastball in the dirt for ball 4, and Hempel with back-to-back walks.
Nothing to help or hurt his batting average tonight, but he's got a couple of runs scored, and he's reached base every time, which is exactly what you want your leadoff man to do.
Absolutely.
So, doing his job.
That'll bring up Robbie Ramos, and Ramos with a single his last at bat. Hempel takes off down the line. Robbie fouls that one off, and Hempel will make the return trip.
Unfortunate for Rouse because Hempel had a great jump off of first base.
Oh, he did. He timed that perfect. Coach Krimpine has really turned this program around. We're just 2 years ago, we were winless in district. In fact, I think for the whole season, we only won 2 games. And Coach Krimpine's first year, he ends up taking the boys 3 rounds deep into the playoffs and with a co-district championship with Georgetown in the first season, and looks to do as much this season with this team. This pitch is hit out to right and into foul territory, in and out of the glove
Austin Hewitt out there.
of Austin Hewitt.
Almost making the running grab to Hewitt. That was a really nice effort for him to get out there.
It was a real nice effort, and I thought that he was going to get to it in time, but it was kind of over the shoulder catch.
You were talking about the turnaround for Rouse in the last couple of years. One thing I've noticed, and you've seen him play much more than I have, obviously, it's my first time seeing him all year, but very fundamentally sound baseball team so far that I've seen.
0-2 the count to Ramos. McGowan picks up the sign from Alvarez. Checks Hempel over at first. The pitch. Ramos caught looking for the first out.
It's a good pitch by McGowan. Might be one of his best of the night that I've seen, painting the outside corner there to get Ramos looking.
That'll bring up Dalton Porter. Dalton Porter is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a sacrifice fly. Hempel with another great jump. He's in, safe. And this time we get the signal from the umpire.
His stride, it's almost like a gazelle running out there. You don't think he's moving that fast the way his legs are, but next thing you know, he's already on top of the bag.
That was a ball on the pitch. Alvarez calls time. He wants to go out and talk to McGowan.
Well, this is a big spot for McGowan. You know, you're late in the game. It's high school baseball, 7-inning ball games. It's 2-0. You're at home. You're trailing, and now a runner in scoring position with 1 out with speed. So 3-0, especially with the way that Thomas is throwing right now, seems pretty.
1-0. That misses inside for ball 2.
I don't want to say insurmountable, but it's a large hole to dig yourself into.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you got speed at second, and this young man has got speed at the plate as well. So that one's fouled away for strike 1. Porter, if he can get it down the line, he can turn one into a triple real quick because of his speed. 2-1 the count to Porter. McGowan picks up the sign from Alvarez. Hempel extends his lead at second. McGowan checks Hempel at second. The pitch fouled off. 2-2 the count to Porter. Rouse being heads up on the base pass with the only mistake made by Ethan Moore on that line. And that was hit out to left, and that's going to be an error on the left fielder as it was in and out of the glove. It was a high fly ball from Dalton Porter. And Hempel had taken off on on the pitch.
You know,
Porter, yes, sir.
sorry, I wonder if Cater out there in left wasn't actually thinking about maybe doubling off Hempel, and it maybe took his mind and eye off the ball for 2 seconds because Hempel was pretty much standing on third base.
He was.
When that ball was coming down into the glove of Cater. And maybe, just maybe, ball got up there and took his eye off just for a second, thinking about turning two and getting out of the inning.
I think you may be right with that.
Now you got 2 runners in scoring position for Rouse with 1 out.
Runners at second and third with 4 Cody Vanoy. Ooh. This is a liner. It almost got Coach Crampine down at third base foul line.
Well, if you're Rouse, you got a guy up that you want up. Cody Vanoy already has an RBI single tonight to right center. He drove in the first run of the game.
He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Yeah. McGowan has the sign. Comes set. The pitch is fouled off. And Vanoy down, 0-2. We'll see if Cody can show some of that experience that he has right here.
Interesting defensive setup here. Most of the infield is in except the shortstop Sparks.
Shortstop's playing back on the outfield grass almost.
Huh.
The pitch from McGowan, that misses down and away on a fastball that he thought was in there.
The only thing I can see for playing Sparks that far back is that you're trying to hold Porter at second base as much as possible. Close to the bag so that you don't give up the second run.
McGowan not paying any attention to the base runners, and Vanoy will call time. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but he never looks over at third.
No.
Anytime Rouse has been at third, he never looks over there. And now since Hempel's at third, he's not paying any attention to Porter at second. That pitch in the dirt and to the backstop. That will score Hempel. And Porter down to third. Hempel, the only Raider base runner that has scored tonight, and he has scored all 3 Raider runs.
Well, good alert base running there on the wild pitch. As soon as that ball kind of got in the dirt, Hempel was taken off.
Shows a lot of maturity of Cody Vanoy to not be so antsy to swing on a pitch that was a wild pitch in the dirt. Count even at 2-2 for Cody Vanoy. 1 on with 1 out. The Raiders take a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 5th over the Cedar Park Timberwolves and Hudson McGowan. The pitch, that one upstairs, and Vanoy bends backwards out of the way to avoid being hit because that was about face high. And the count has gone full. He was down 0-2 and has worked the count full. And the payoff pitch coming from McGowan. That one's hit way out to the right into the foul territory. And, I think he's getting up slow.
Austin Hewitt again racing out.
Hewitt diving after that.
You know, you love the effort, but it's actually better right now for Cedar Park that he did not catch that baseball. If he catches that ball,
that's going to score.
That's a score. That's going to score Porter from third easily.
Yes.
Now you still leave a strikeout or a ground ball in play to get 2 away and possibly get out of this inning without allowing that 4th run to come home.
Come across. Payoff pitch coming from McGowan. He has a sign from Alvarez. Toes in. Breaking pitch cut on and missed by Vanoy, and Vanoy is retired for the first time tonight. 2 away. here in the 5th for the Raiders. 1 on, and that'll bring up Jared Southard. Southard 0 for 2 on the night. He's grounded to short and flew out on a high pop-up to second. The pitch, curveball upstairs for ball 1. El Fuego, as he's affectionately termed by his teammates, takes for ball 1. Fastball in for strike 1. That was a good-looking pitch from McGowan. It was in a good location. If you swing on it, it's going to be at the hands. And Southard takes the 1-1. That's fouled off for strike 2, and Southard down in the count.
I'm not keeping count back here, but we know he had 70 pitches, did McGowan, coming into the inning. He's had to have thrown 20 to 25 so far here in the 5th. So he's going to be coming up with that pitch count soon.
I can't see their bullpen, so I don't know if they have anybody up. Southard calls time. 1-2, 2 outs, a runner on at third for the Rouse Raiders. McGowan winds, he pitches. This one's through the gap between first and second. That'll score Porter, and Southard finds himself standing at first with an RBI.
Good
that
piece of hitting.
Costly error in left field has allowed that run to score. Southard with his first hit of the night.
That looks like it's going to do it for McGowan.
Cedar Park calls time. He hasn't taken the ball yet. And I don't see anybody in tow.
For those folks out there streaming along with us, apologies, I just updated the score. It is 4-0. I've had it at 2-0 all inning. Sometimes we forget your duties over here.
Sometimes. And it gets easy to do.
Yeah, you get engrossed in the game, you're watching everything, thinking out stuff, and next thing you know, you forgot some stuff. We got a long meeting at the mound here.
It is a long meeting. Sometimes you got to wonder what the coaches really say out there. I ask my son sometimes, if coach comes out, calls time, comes out to talk to him, and it's more like a chastisement kind of thing. I need you to throw strikes. It's not like, okay, what you need to really focus on here is just throw strikes. John Dominguez will now stand in for the Rouse Raiders. McGowan stays in. Pitch from McGowan is called strike as Dominguez was taking all the way. Southard at first, 2 away here in the top of the 5th as the Raiders have scored 2. Southard down the line, the throw.
Got him.
In time and applied the tag before Southard got to the bag.
Tagged his foot there as Southard was running by. The throw was actually a little behind Southard, but before Southard could get on the bag, he just stayed up instead of sliding, and the tag actually got his foot.
Oh, goodness. I couldn't see because the umpire actually had my field of vision blocked. A good thing you saw that. Well, after 4.5, your Raiders in that top half of the inning scored 2 on 1 hit, no errors. One error. On to the bottom of the 5th we go. Hayden Thomas back on the hill to pitch the 5th for the Raiders.
As we have a dance party here in the 5th, in between innings. Yeah, I see, we got the families behind us dancing along too.
Yeah.
I'm not making this up, folks. It's like I'm over here at Studio 54.
How you doing? Good.
4-6-0 your line score at the top for Rouse. 0-0 and 1 down on the bottom for Cedar Park.
Charlie Rouse, our high school namesake here tonight.
Oh, wow. The things I want to know in life are how do you get a school named after you?
Well, Charlie was the Leander ISD or Leander High School principal for a long time, and when they decided to build high school number 5, and that being Rouse. Or actually, high school number 4 was Rouse. 5 Vandergrift, and 6 is Tom Glenn. Hayden Thomas back on the hill as he faces number 14, Nathan Pish. Check swing, and he was able to hold up for ball 1. Rouse, these past 2 days, have had a pitch cut on and fouled away. And the count evens. Shattered Dreams program, which is a program kind of like what Mothers Against Drunk Driving have done, but now it also includes distracted driving. And that could be texting, talking on the phone, eating, what have you. Pitch in the dirt, misses, and the count goes to 2-1 to Pish. And Mr. Rouse was in attendance today for the memorial. They actually had a memorial service for these students that were killed in this dramatization. That pitch in for a call strike. 2-2 the count to Nathan Pish. A big swing and a miss on an outside pitch from Hayden Thomas as Pish went to his knees swinging.
Good slider there from Thomas to get Pish going after. That's 3 straight strikeouts now for Hayden Thomas.
1 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 7, Max Sexton. Max Sexton hitting for the pitcher. Thomas has a sign from Vinoy. Fastball misses low, and he had some heat on that one for ball 1. Thomas comes set. Nice little slider in for strike 1. Thomas really working that slider.
He's gone to his breaking stuff more as the game has progressed.
1-1 the count to Sexton. That pitch squibs away from Vinoy, and that'll be ball 2. 2-1 the count. Number 22, Ryder Hernandez, the second baseman, on deck for the Timberwolves. The 2-1 pitch from Hayden Thomas. Just a bit high. And Thomas, for the first time tonight, with 3 balls in a pitch count. The 3-1 pitch from Hayden Thomas. That one's fouled off. And the count goes full.
It's the first time Thomas has really had to bear down against a batter tonight. Kind of interested to see how he reacts here.
I am too, to be honest with you. Payoff pitch from Thomas. Fastball misses low, and Thomas gives up his first walk of the night.
Sexton just the 3rd batter to reach the bases all night long. All of them
been by virtue of being hit by a pitch.
Yeah, 2 hit by pitches, 1 walk.
In my estimation, this is what you call a productive walk. And that'll bring up Ryder Hernandez. 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Thomas comes set. And pitch sails away. And outside for ball 1.
Hernandez, one of those 2 batters to be hit earlier. So you might have just heard some peacock noises coming from the dugout on the right side.
You do, but
I know why.
There is a peacock.
Yeah.
It is back over here.
So there's superstition behind this is what I found out.
Oh, is there really?
Is that when they hear the peacock behind left field at the bird sanctuary or whatever it is back there, I'm not 100% sure, they start doing the peacock noise back and something inevitably happens good for Cedar Park.
Oh, well.
So there's superstition.
The 1-0. That's going to get to Ramos, but that'll be deep enough that it's going to be an infield hit.
And apparently the Peacock superstition is correct.
And the no-hitter has ended. Runners at first and second with one out as the catcher, number 21, Gabe Alvarez, will stand in. Alvarez caught looking his first and only at bat. Into the bottom of the order, Brant Mcdonald on deck. Thomas looks back at Sexton and comes home. Fastball misses low for ball one. The 1-0 pitch from Hayden Thomas. That's a little squibber. It's up the middle, short. Ramos has it, throws over to first in time to get the out. But Alvarez does his job and advances the runners to second and third, respectively.
That was a nice play by Robbie Ramos there to charge in and throw that ball on the run across his body to get it out.
Better center field number 6, Brant McDonald.
2 away, and that'll bring up Brant McDonald. Brant McDonald also caught looking in his first and only at bat. The pitch. Fastball misses outside for ball one.
Hayden Thomas kind of with a bemused look on his face after that one, waiting
That
for the
one
ball.
did look close. The 1-0 pitch from Thomas comes set. He delivers fastball down Broadway for strike one. That evens the count up to McDonald at 1. Carson Cater on deck for the Timberwolves. Fastball from Thomas. Wow, I'm not sure where that missed, but that's ball 2.
Yeah, that was really well placed.
2-1 to count to McDonald. Pitch down the middle for strike 2. That'll even the count up at 2. Deuces wild to McDonald. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 on. Thomas picks up the sign from Vanoy. And the pitch.
Whoa!
Oh, a breaking ball. Umpire says missed.
The entire right side of the defense was jogging off the field. Right field, center field, first base, second base, all heading off. Whew, that was close.
Full count to McDonald. Thomas deals. That was fouled off. And McDonald stays alive. Sexton at third base. That's the farthest any base runner for the Timberwolves have gotten tonight.
Let's go defense! Watch your runner!
Beautiful night here in Cedar Park. Good night for baseball. Fastball that McDonald just gets a piece of to stay alive. And as one of my heroes of broadcasting, Mark Holtz for the Texas Rangers, used to say, it's baseball time in Texas.
That time of the year where the weather's perfect to come out and catch a game. Love it.
The pitch. And McDonald caught looking for the second time. And the Cedar Park Timberwolves strand 2. No runs on 1 hit and no errors. And on to the 6th we go. And here to take you the rest of the way, Mr. Brad Tillery.
Thank you, Michael. Hayden Thomas with strikeout number 10 right there on Brant McDonald. Strikeout number 10 of the game for Thomas. As Michael said, that last inning, the 5th there for Cedar Park. The first time one, that got a hit all game. The hit off the bat of Reiner Hernandez, a little infield single.
And then the first time as well, they've had a runner all the way to third, but that is it so far. 4-0 your score through 5. Rouse leads Cedar Park in a battle of first place teams, and we got a new hurler on the mound for the Timberwolves. It is number 16. We'll try to get you a name here in just a second. I don't have a roster on me. We'll see if we can't find out for you. Once we do, we will get it your way. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors so far for the Rouse Raiders. No runs, a hit, and an error for Cedar Park. These two teams are back at it again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Make sure you join us again right here on SHN Sports. We'll have all the action tomorrow as well from Rouse. Just up the road in Leander is where we're going to be. Sun officially gone. It has been for a while here at the ballpark, playing under the lights tonight. It is windy, a little bit chilly as the sun has gone down. The wind has stayed up all night, though, at about 15 miles an hour for the most part of the evening, and really has made this into a line drive hitter kind of game. A couple of fly balls that we've seen hit pretty well had just ended up in the gloves of outfielders without having any kind of chance of getting out of here or getting to the gap or anything. In fact, only one ball's even made it to the wall, and that was a gap shot by Hayden Thomas where it kind of landed about halfway in the outfield and then scooted through. For Rouse here in the 6th inning, it's going to be the 6, 7, 8 hitters, John Dominguez, Cody Kelch, and Hayden Thomas due up. Got some changes going on, so official scorecards happening behind the plate. Some changes going on, and here is John Dominguez, the designated hitter. He's 0 for 2. He ground out to shortstop and a fly out to center. Waiting on fresh baseballs to come in. Now we got them, and we are ready to play. In at the grass, Nathan Pish over at third. Everybody else straight away. This will be a big win for Rouse to steal one on the road here this weekend to start this 2-game set. The pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1. Trying to find, I looked on their roster earlier, website earlier for Cedar Park and couldn't find the roster too easily. But again, high school baseball. So that one was outside, ball 1. There's one downstairs as the lefty delivers it low, ball number 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Chase
Kick
Bedell.
and fire. Outside, ball 3. Chase, say that again. Bedell.
Number 16, Chase Bedell.
Chase Bedell, the left-hander, on the mound now. Thanks for sticking with us there, folks. As Bedell comes set, shoulder high. That fastball popped up, shallow right field. Second baseman Hernandez called off by the right fielder Hewitt. He'll put it away. And there's out 1 in the 6th.
Fly ball from John Dominguez.
The old high can of corn there for Dominguez.
Number 14, Cody Kelch.
Cody Kelch up next. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a strikeout. NCAA basketball updates if you're interested out there. Kansas sneaks by Clemson tonight, 80-76. That game in Omaha.
Good for them.
Up in Boston, Villanova, as that one's lined right field, but right at Hewitt. He has to move in all of 2 steps. And there's out number 2. Villanova leads West Virginia 73-66. That is late in the second half, about 6.5 minutes to go up in Boston.
Cody Kelch going opposite field.
So quickly, 2 away here in the inning. And I think we got a pinch hitter.
Number 20, this will be Lance Little. Comes in.
Lance Little hitting for Hayden Thomas here. In the 6th inning. This is the third time through the order for Rouse in the ball game.
Cedar Park has just finished their 2nd time through on theirs.
Fixing up the scorecards here behind the plate with the home plate umpire, making sure we're all set to go.
Next batter for Rouse, number 20, Lance Little.
Little will hit from the right side. Hayden Thomas at the plate today so far had been
two for two with a single and a triple.
Lance will play, typically he'll play at first. He has also hit one out on the season at pitch.
First pitch in the dirt. Air ball 1 to Chase Bedell. Here in a second, I'll be able to close the line on Hudson McGowan for you. That's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. McGowan had 5 innings under his belt tonight. He gave up 6 hits, 4 runs. We'll have to recreate the 5th to figure out how many earned. That's fouled off for strike number 2. I can guarantee you one of the runs is unearned in the 5th, and actually that is all that will be. Nope, both of them in the 5th are unearned. So 2 earned runs against McGowan out of the 4 that come across. He struck out 5 and walked 3. All 3 times he walked Nick Hempel. McGowan threw 2 wild pitches. He can only take the loss. He cannot get the win tonight.
That pitch in the dirt from Bedell, you can definitely tell that Bedell doesn't throw quite as hard as what McGowan had been throwing.
Bedell, the lefty, sets, kicks, fires. Breaking ball missed outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count run full here. 2 away in the 6th for Rouse, who lead this ball game 4-0 over Cedar Park in Cedar Park tonight. Payoff pitch, line left side, 1 hop over Nathan Pishin into left field. Around first goes Lance Little. He's going to head for second. Throw coming in is a little bit late. Sliding in safely, Lance Little with a 2-out double right down the left field line.
Coming in to run for Little, number 42, Stephen Connie.
Connie will pinch run. I'll tell you what, third baseman Pish had a shot at it, and the ball kind of took a wicked hop on him right over the glove. Ball was hit hard, too.
Which is something we haven't seen
No.
tonight. Any infield hits really hop up.
No.
And that one just popped up right in front of him and over his glove.
Tells me it had some really good top spin on it. 2 away, runner at second now for Rouse. Tell you what,
Diaz.
for the Raiders, they have now had a runner in scoring position in 6 out of the 7 innings tonight. Or, excuse me, 5 out of the 6 innings. Told you I couldn't do math earlier. Here's Caleb Diaz. That pitch in the dirt, heading from second to third, and in there safely.
It's like
All right, Caleb, there he is. Let's go.
Runner at third now.
Steven had a kind of a delayed thing going
Yeah.
on. I'm not sure if he
Don't know if he saw it.
noticed that it got past. But it was deep enough back, and Alvarez didn't move on it that quickly either.
Starting level, let's go.
And Connie was able to steal third easily.
There's a foul off down the right side from Diaz. I don't think this is Diaz. Apologies, I got my numbers wrong.
No, this is Diaz.
This is?
This is
I had him
Diaz.
as 22 for some reason.
No, it's Slater.
Ah.
Jameson Slater.
Oh, you know what? That happened in our scorecard problems earlier when I was telling you the wrong things when we were filling everything out at the beginning of the night. Diaz swings and lifts one in the air towards center field. Lazy fly ball that Brant McDonald will move to right center and grab. And that is out number 3. So the Raiders threaten but do not score. A 2-out double from Lance Little. Wild pitch moved the runner to third, but he's stranded there. For Rouse, no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. We are through 5.5. The Raiders continue to lead Cedar Park 4-0 here on the SHN Sports Network. Getting ready, and it looks like our man Hayden Thomas is back on the mound for inning number 6 here. Hayden, his pitch count really not up there. Through, I think, 4 innings, we had the count at 43, 44 pitches officially when they announced it. His most laborious inning of the night so far was in the 5th, but even still, he's maybe at 70 pitches for the game at very most. Thomas has allowed just 1 hit tonight. That was an infield single to Ryder Hernandez in the last inning. He has walked a batter and hit 2 others, but that's it. Only 4 base runners against him all night long. One of them was caught stealing earlier in the ball game. And only 1 batter for Rouse, or runner rather for Rouse, for Cedar Park, has reached third base.
Hayden Thomas doing a fantastic job on the hill tonight versus a very productive Timberwolf offense.
Yeah, this is a team. This is a team that the Timberwolves. They're coming in tonight on a 7-game win streak. And there are 4 games, like we mentioned earlier. There are 4 district games. 22 runs total scored out of those 4 games so far. So to hold this team to no runs and just 1 hit so far through 5 innings, pretty impressive, especially on their home field. Well, back to the top of the lineup for the Timberwolves. Carson Cater will lead it off. Cater's 0 for 2. He struck out swinging in the first and flew out to left in the fourth. And there's a fastball taken at the knees for strike 1. Thomas has struck out 10 tonight through 5 innings. 4 of them have been looking. The 0-1 offering. Cater takes it high and away.
Thomas's previous 2 games struck out a combined 23 batters.
He's right on that pace again. The pitch, line drive, straightaway center, playing shallow is Jamison Slater, and there's out number 1 in the inning. That is just unlucky if you're Carson Cater.
That was a great hit by Cater to jump on that fastball and keeping it low.
Yep.
But Slater playing in the Rouse defense, actually playing fairly shallow in the outfield.
I would tell you fairly shallow is an understatement. That ball was smoked in the center. Any other day would have been a base hit, but with the wind tonight, as that one swung through and missed by Austin Hewitt for strike 1. With the wind it is tonight, it's smart to play shallow. Force them. If they put it over your heads, tip your cap and move on. But the way that Slater is playing up makes it a line out instead of a base hit. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. I'll tell you, though, that swing by Cater, the best swing a Cedar Park player has put on a ball all night long.
All night long.
The only hit they have, an infield dribbler to the shortstop on the left side. 0-2 here. Hayden Thomas working exclusively from the stretch, fires away, and there's a swing and a miss from Hewitt. Strikeout number 11 for Hayden Thomas, second time that he's gotten Austin Hewitt. And there are 2 away in the 6th. The left-handed batting Ryan Fiala coming back to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He struck out swinging both times tonight. Everybody will tell you with the fastball that Thomas delivers. As there's a breaking ball, a little check swing, chopper back to Thomas. He'll pick it up, make it easy, throw to first. And it's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Hayden Thomas. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on for Cedar Park. Through 6, the Rouse Raiders lead Cedar Park 4-0 here on the SHN Sports Network. And tell you what, Michael, an impressive first 6 innings for the man on the mound, Hayden Thomas.
Absolutely. Out of the 6 innings he's had so far, 4 of them have been 3 up, 3 down.
And Thomas, we've mentioned it earlier, heading to Texas A&M Corpus Christi to continue his career. 4 pitches in his arsenal. His mom gave him the fist pump. He's going to have to buy all the Corpus Christi ammo and
right.
all the swag as she heads down there. Get a beach house, so that way she's got a place to go hang out on the weekends. It's already done, apparently. It's already done. You got to get the condo ready. You can Airbnb it when they're not home or in the off season. It's good to go, right? So,
my son Seth this week they had academic signing day at McNeese State, so he'll be going to McNeese State University.
Congratulations to him. That is awesome.
Next season, and
what's he going to major in?
He is looking at majoring in marketing.
Okay. If I learned anything from college, it's half the time you don't end up doing what you went to school for.
Well, statistically, most people do not work in their degree field.
I definitely do not anymore. As we are in the top half of the 7th, and for Rouse, it's the top of the order. 4th time through for the Raiders. Nick Hempel, Robbie Ramos, and Dalton Porter will come to the plate and face Chase Bedell, who is in his 2nd inning of work out of the bullpen for Cedar Park, the left-hander.
Hempel with the trifecta on the walks tonight.
Yep.
He's 3 consecutive walks.
He's walked all 3 times. He's scored all 3 times as Hempel. Scored 3 of the 4 runs for Rouse, and his first pitch taken for a called strike. Bedell allowed a double in the 6th, but he stranded the runner at 3rd. There's a breaking ball, and I believe it was fouled off. Nope, going to call just a ball. One ball, one strike.
It was a check swing, but it sounded like it may have hit his bat, but obviously it didn't.
Well, the umpire threw up the foul sign, so that's what I thought I saw.
Well, we'll see. Now, the scoreboard's not always right, but usually
it is. It's 0-2.
It's 0-2.
Okay.
Okay, so.
There's a fastball taken at the knees, called strike 3. Nick Hempel watches that one go by. He is out on 3 pitches to start the 7th, 1 away, and that's the first strikeout for Bedell.
Hempel caught looking.
Next batter, shortstop number 11, Robbie Ramos.
Robbie Ramos crowding the plate for the right side, tapping the bat on the far side.
He's 1 for 2 on the night, or 1 for 3, sorry.
Takes that breaking ball down low. Ball 1. Ramos singled in the 3rd over to right field. He's also struck out twice, 1 swinging, 1 looking. 1-0, line down the right side, but that will slice foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. As my old friend and mentor of the broadcast business would say, Yahtzee on the scoreboard. A ball, a strike, and out. Number 11 at the plate.
There you go. That's a good one.
Fastball grounded right back through the box. There's a base hit for Ramos, his 2nd of the game. 2 for 4 night for him. Nice evening at the plate. And with 1 on and 1 out, here comes the 3-hole hitter, Dalton Porter. Porter is 0 for 2 tonight, but he has reached and scored in a sacrifice RBI fly in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 1st, and reached on an error in the 5th and scored a run. Ooh, and that one will hit him on the right shoulder. First pitch breaking ball gets away from Chase Bedell, and everybody's going to move up 90 feet. Robbie Ramos to 2nd, Porter to 1st. Runners.
It's a lefty-lefty matchup, and some pitchers do not like to face, some left-handed pitchers do not like facing left-handed batters.
Well, they don't see it as much, especially pretty much every level now. You'll see guys and lineups just get loaded with right-handed hitters when a lefty's on the mound, especially on the starters, so you don't see it too much. And the eye can trick you. So the corner infielders will play in with runners at 1st and 2nd and 1 out. Here is Cody Vanoy. Vanoy takes a called strike to start his at-bat. He's got 2 hits tonight and an RBI himself. He's also struck out once. He drove in the first run of the game all the way back in the 1st inning. This 0-1. Just missed inside low. 1 ball, 1 strike. 8 hits in the ball game for Rouse. 4-8-0 across the line score. 0-1 and 1 for Cedar Park. The fire. Slider misses down low. 2 balls and a strike now to Cody Vanoy. Outfield still playing deeper than Rouse has been playing it. This 2-1 misses down and inside for ball 3. And now Vanoy ahead in the count, a hitter's count. And if you're Bedell, you can't give in here with 2 runners on already. From the stretch, Bedell delivers. Fastball popped up on the infield to the right side. Wind might blow this out of play, giving chase Fiala and the right fielder Hewitt, and neither can get to it. It falls right between them. It'll be a harmless strike if you're Cody Vanoy, and it's now a 3-2 count.
Hewitt, I'll tell you, has really impressed me with his effort from right field to make those plays over in foul territory.
That's 3 of them he's raced off against in foul territory. Hasn't been able to get to any of them just yet. But
he had 1 in and out of his glove on the over the shoulder, but he's just in one diving back in the corner that you had commented at. He caught it, it would have scored a run.
The runner at 2nd base, Robbie Ramos, took off on the pitch there. Ball was fouled off, though, by Cody Vanoy. And Ramos will have to catch his breath and jog back to 1st. Still a full count to Vanoy from the left-hander Chase Bedell. I don't see anything happening on the other side of the scorecard. Hayden Thomas is going to come back out and throw the 7th. The bottom of the 7th, I can pretty much guarantee you. This one is spinorama, but nobody covering 2nd base. Chase Bedell just going to pocket the baseball, keeping the runner
close over there. Robbie Ramos scampered back. And we'll reset and do it again. Bedell delivers. Vanoy swings, tips it in the glove. Runners take off and over at third base. Oh, my goodness. Out at third is the runner. I just lost my scorecard again. Thank you, Mountain Lady, for picking that one up. We'll get you the runner who was out here in a second. That was Robbie Ramos thrown. He almost avoided that tag.
I thought he actually got clear of the tag and got his hand on the bag. But in all rights, he should have slid into the tag.
Yep.
And he managed to from my vantage point, it looked like he did successfully. But the umpire's right there. He's on it, and he called it out.
He tried the acrobatic move to avoid the tag, and he almost did it. Forced the Rouse, rather, in the 7th. No runs, a hit. There were no errors, and a man left on. We are heading to the last half frame of the ball game. Bottom of the 7th we go, 4-0 your score. Rouse leads it here on SHN Sports. Last call for baseball. It's closing time in Cedar Park. Rouse leading the Cedar Park Timberwolves by a score of 4-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th. It'll be the middle of the order for the Timberwolves. The 4, 5, 6 hitters due up to face Hayden Thomas, who is going after a complete game, one-hit shutout here tonight in the opener of this 2-game weekend set between first-place clubs in District 19 5A. Leading off the 7th, for Cedar Park, it's Evan Sparks. He's 0 for 2. He's got a ground out to third and a strikeout so far tonight. And he takes a first pitch fastball on the outside half for strike 1. Hayden Thomas has gone the entire way so far for Rouse. He has 11 strikeouts. The 0-1. Fastball inside at the knees. Called for a strike, and it's very quickly 0-2 to Evan Sparks. Thomas trying to finish this game the way he started it. Started it with 3 straight strikeouts on 9 pitches. 0-2. Ooh, check swing and a fastball up high.
Sparks able to lay off of that one.
1-2. Nice job by Sparks to lay off, but also a good pitch from Thomas. Even though it's a ball, changed the eye level a bit after coming down with the first 2 pitches. 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball, slider just missed down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Sparks thought about going after it.
He didn't think too long. not long enough. In Thomas's opinion, he'd like to see that bat head come around.
2-2 misses down low and away, and that'll run the count full. So Thomas now with a full count against him after starting this bat ahead in the count, 0-2. 4-0. Rouse leads it. Both these teams undefeated so far in district play. We're still early in district play. 3-2. Little grounder. Likely hit to the second baseman, Hempel. He throws to first, and it's
Not going to be in time. Hempel probably should have come in and charged that ball. Instead, he waited back on it, and it was not hit very hard. And because of that, there is a runner at first base.
That's going to be an E4.
Yeah. Booted it just a little bit.
On Hempel, and that's Hempel at times has really struggled with his fielding percentage, and that's cost Rouse at times. As errors can weary a pitcher quickly.
Well, if you're Thomas, you got to put that one out of your memory. Still got a 4-run lead, a runner at first. First error of the night against against Rouse, rather. Each team now with a 1 in that column. And a fastball for Thomas is called for a strike. Cedar Park fans and on the right side over here trying to get the peacock call going.
Trying to
get a comeback going to the bottom half of the 7th. Final inning of play here. Check swing and a fastball up high. The appeal. I think they were going to appeal. He did go. There's strike number 2.
I thought he was able to hold up, but I can't see from the vantage point if that bat head would have crossed the plate.
An honest answer, I don't think the field umpire could see that either from that point of view. The 0-2 missed outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Field umpire kind of between second base and the mound right now, so you really can't see if the bat head gets around the plate.
It seemed as though he kept it on his right shoulder, but I couldn't see if his right shoulder went over the.
Whew, slider swung on and missed in the dirt as Nathan Pish
is out. First base being occupied.
Yep. Pish 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts now. That is strikeout number 12 for Hayden Thomas. And there is 1 away here in the 7th. Cedar Park down to their final 2 out. Here's Max Sexton. Sexton 0 for 1. He's grounded out to first, and he has walked tonight. Open stance. Breaking ball popped up in the infield right side. Second baseman Hempel behind the bag at first will make the grab. And there are now 2 away in the 7th, and Rouse is 1 out away from victory on this Friday night. Ryder Hernandez, the only man standing between Rouse and a victory. He's 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd, and he broke up the no-hitter. He's got the only hit, in fact, tonight with a slow roller in the infield that he was able to beat out.
Well, they're going to pinch hit.
We'll have to listen to see if we can catch a name. Number 5 is the new batter, left-handed batter. See if we can.
Batter number 5, Brooks Raby.
Brooks Raby is who it sounded like the name was over the PA.
R-A-B-Y.
R-A-B-Y. Brooks Raby, the batter, the left-handed hitter.
His name a while ago.
4-0, 2 outs here in the inning. Bottom of the 7th. Remember, high school baseball, just 7 innings of play, so Rouse is 1 out away from a win against Cedar Park. Runner at first base, and a swing and a miss and a fastball. 0-1 the count to Raby.
You know, it's tough when you pinch hit here late in the game and you're down and trying to get something going on a guy that hasn't seen Thomas at all.
Thomas doesn't look like he's lost any velocity since the first inning either. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 2. He has been nothing short of impressive so far tonight. And now he's 1 strike away from a complete game 1 hitter. Really only 1 hard hit ball off of him all night too, and that was a line out to center field.
Caught by Slater.
0-2 delivery. Breaking ball, fought off and fouled by Brooks Raby. Able to just get a piece of it. He'll stay alive. These 2 teams back at it again tomorrow, 1 o'clock, your first pitch, right here on SHN Sports. From the stretch, Thomas delivers. Swing and a miss, and that will end the ball game as Brooks Raby goes down on strikes, and the Rouse Raiders pick up a win in Game 1 of this weekend 2-game set against Cedar Park. Your final score tonight, 4-0 for Cedar Park in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was a man left on base. He reached by an error. And that will close the book on Hayden Thomas, who is the story of the game tonight.
13.
Complete game.
13
One hitter,
strikeouts.
no runs. He struck out 13. He only walked one. He did hit 2 batters. Only one runner for Cedar Park reached third base all night long.
That being Max Sexton when he drew the walk.
The only hit they gave up all night long, an infield dribbler
By Ryder
Hernandez in the 5th. So he went the first 4 to third hitless before somebody reached him, someone got a hit, and nothing else beyond that. For Chase Bedell, by the way, the reliever, for Cedar Park, he went 2 innings. He allowed 2 hits. No runs were able to cross the plate against him, though. He did strike out 2. He did not walk anyone. He did hit 1 batter, and he threw a wild pitch. So it will be Hayden Thomas getting the win tonight for Rouse. Hudson McGowan takes the loss for Cedar Park. As far as records go, Rouse improves to 14 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie on the season. They're now 3-0 in the district. For Cedar Park, now 10-6 and 4-1 in district play. Final thoughts, Michael?
Outstanding performance by Hayden Thomas. He just took the Raiders on his shoulders from the very start and never gave Cedar Park a chance. A very productive, high-powered offensive team that he shut down tonight.
Very nice win and very nice pitching by Thomas. I don't know how anything else really could be the story of the game if you look at it from our point of view and the way he played.
Hitting, Rouse had,
8 hits tonight.
8 hits on the night against this team who's been able to hold the opposition to 4 runs in the past few games.
Yeah, 4. So, like we said earlier, Cedar Park entered this game winning their 4 combined district games by a score of 22-4. So,
and Rouse comes here in one game and puts 4 runs up with 8 hits.
And it's a road win at that for Rouse and a chance to take the entire series tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
I suspect, now I don't know if Coach will change his lineup or not, but I suspect if he follows the pattern he's been going, we'll see Jared Southard on the hill for the Raiders tomorrow.
I think he intimated that to me earlier today before the game started, so I believe you are right.
So we'll have back-to-back fireballers, and hence the term of endearment El Fuego from his teammates.
Well, that'll do it tonight from the ballpark here in Cedar Park. The Rouse Raiders pick up a 4-0 win over the Cedar Park Timberwolves in the battle of first-place teams. Cedar Park having their 7-game winning streak snapped by Rouse tonight. Game 2 of this 2-game set tomorrow at 1 o'clock right here on SHN Sports. We're back with you, Michael Francis and I, from the ballpark up in Leander, a home game for Rouse tomorrow. We'll be on the air right around 12:50. For Michael Francis, I'm Brad Tillery saying thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are so glad to have you along. Hope to have you back tomorrow for Game 2, the back half of these 2-game set between Rouse and Cedar Park. This has been Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. Stop stream.